Trump's plan to defeat ISIS right now.
Carol, ISIS wants to create a caliphate stretching from Tunisia and Libya all across North Africa throughout the Middle East. That's what we're really dealing with here. We had fledgling democracies.
But what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? We get it.
We're going to first listen to our military commanders. We're first going to listen to our military commanders on the ground and take their advice, unlike Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, who didn't do what their commanders asked them to do, and in fact withdrew American troops, creating the crisis that we have today. I think Donald Trump respects military men and is going to respect their judgments, and he's going to listen to them. And unlike Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, he's going to be more inclined to follow their advice on tactical military decisions as opposed to doing exactly the opposite of what our military has.
With all due respect, Bill, and I'll just say this because I've talked to a lot of generals about this very topic, and they think that the strategy that's being deployed right now is a good strategy. I mean, it may not be the best strategy, but it's what we're doing right now. I don't know what you say the generals that Mr. Trump are listening to would say to do differently. Do you know? Who are they?
Look, the facts speak for themselves. When Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton came into the White House and the State Department, respectively, we had a fledgling democracy that was building up a peaceful country, defending its borders, protecting, or at least starting to protect human rights much better than ever before in its history. Now you've got complete chaos in Iraq. You've got ISIS expanding not only in Iraq, throughout other areas in the Middle East. You've got, instead of an Arab Spring, you've got radical Islam establishing beachheads all across northern Africa. We have an extremely unstable situation there. And that is because Barack Obama turned a blind eye to those democracy movements, whether it be in Iran, where shortly after taking office, he turned his back
on hundreds of thousands of demonstrators.
I'm
just trying to get at what it would take now to defeat ISIS. So, Josh, will you weigh in? Because I don't think people necessarily understand President Obama's plan and Hillary Clinton's strategy either.
Right. Well, look, I would start off by saying I think there are serious questions about whether or not Donald Trump would actually be listening to anybody around him. We haven't really seen evidence of this. We don't know really who his foreign policy advisors are or his advisors from the military. We haven't seen this comprehensive list of names of people that he says he is going to listen to about that. And I think that raises serious questions in whether or not he even has the temperament to take in advice, process, synthesize, and then come up with a strategy as you would all expect a president to do. I would also
David Gergen is itching to get a word in edgewise.
Carol's been asking repeatedly. We understand people can differ how we got here. The question is, what's the path forward? Donald Trump has said, if you elect me, ISIS is going to be gone. Everybody wants to know, well, Mr. Trump, how are you going to do that? That seems pretty fundamental. You can't sort of have a secret plan to get rid of ISIS. What is your plan? Similarly, there are differences between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. There are even differences within his own administration. What would she do to accelerate this and really contain ISIS and defeat it? We don't really know that either.
Well, can I just break in to say, though, David, that I do think that Hillary Clinton has an approach which is about strengthening alliances around the world to make sure that our allies are on board to go after ISIS in the way that it should be, in a comprehensive way.
Which is what?
Well, it's not pulling out of NATO, for starters. Not pulling out of NATO. Making sure that we are actually working with our friends and allies around the world to make sure that
But we're already doing that, and ISIS still exists.
Well, you know, we're
spending $11 million per day.
If he is elected, we know that we're not going to be working with allies around the world, and that's going to make us less safe.
That is simply not true.
Hinder the effort to go after ISIS.
Please, let's not put words in Mr. Trump's mouth. He has been very clear about what his strategy would be, which is
to pull out of NATO. Which is to pull out of NATO.
You were around. I remember back in 1976 and 1980 when people were saying, if you allow Ronald Reagan to become president of the United States, all these terrible things were going to happen, that he was not realistic, that he was going to break all these coalitions. Well, you know what? It worked out exactly the opposite. Now, fast forward to Mr. Trump, and they're saying almost the exact same kinds of things. You can't entrust him with being commander-in-chief and so on. If you listen to his words, as opposed to trying to put words in his mouth, what you'll find is he has tremendous respect for the U.S. military and to its commanders. And unlike Hillary Clinton, who has had a terrible relationship with the military, Mr. Trump
That's not true.
does
That's
listen to
simply
them,
not
which
true.
is
That's
why he
false.
has the
What are the
respect.
facts? Tell us what you know about that.
Look, the U.S. military, by a 2-to-1, both active duty and veterans, support Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. So to suggest that Hillary Clinton has a good relationship with the military,
And where are you getting
that they
that number,
respect her judgment
Bill?
over Mr. Trump's, is simply
Where are you
not
getting that
accurate.
number? Is there
There
a
have
poll
been
that
all
you're
kinds of
citing
polls.
that I can
look at the
to?
crowds. For starters, look at the crowds.
I can't look at the crowds and
people that
determine
show up at
anything
these
factual.
rallies.
Are they all veterans?
Carol,
I mean, is that what you're saying?
Carol, look, whether you want to rely upon polling numbers or the people in the audiences, these people support Mr. Trump because they know that he respects them and he respects their judgment, unlike Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, who have a very
let our neutral party, David Gergen, have the last word and then wrap up the segment. David?
Look, I think it is true that Donald Trump has a great deal of support among the military active duty, enlisted, and young officers. I think you're right about that. But to say that Hillary Clinton has a bad relationship with the military is just untrue. One of the closest relationships she had was with Secretary Gates, who was George W. Bush's appointee at the Defense Department, went on to serve under Barack Obama, and has written about her in extravagant terms, and others in the military who said she was wonderful to work with when she was Secretary of State. People at the top in the Joint Chiefs have said that. So there's a lot of evidence. She worked with the CIA. There's a lot of evidence that she's got a very good relationship with people in command, the people you want to turn to for advice. And the country is still puzzled. How are we going to get out of this? This is, this threat of terrorism hangs over us, and neither candidate, frankly, has won the confidence of the country yet about knowing where we're going to go. Now, we'll be waiting to hear this afternoon what Mrs. Clinton has to say. Maybe we'll get more answers today.
We'll see. We're going to be